Holy Spirit, what clear insights messages? Ooh, wow! Mbaya Nahanda. Mbaya Nahamba. I saw her yesterday. Let's see if anybody else want to talk to us. Holy Spirit, what clear insights and messages do you have for us from the goddesses? That's it, y'all. That's it, y'all. She the only one. She the only one. Good morning, my loves. All right, let's get into it. So this is Mbaya Nahanda. Mbaya Nahanda. So let me tell y'all a little about her. She got two tigers. And she is just standing in her glory. She got blue lipstick. I used to wear blue lipstick back in the day. And she represents radical rebirth. Her number is 5. And her number is orange. That means she is coming from the temple of the ancestors. The temple of the ancestors. When those types of messages comes up, then we are healing our root chakra, which is the area found around your anus and your spine. That houses our abundance, our sense of security, our sense of safety. Grounding take place in the root chakra. Okay, so into Mbaya Nahanda. She is called Grandmother Nahanda out of respect. Okay, let's get into it. So she is, like I said, she's from the temple of the ancestors. Her element is war. She is the goddess of radical rebirth. Born in 1840, Charwe Nakisana channeled a Mondoro, an ancient royal lion spirit. So I said she had tigers. Those are lions. My bad, y'all. No, wait. The tigers, oh, maybe those are female tigers. All right. Don't talk about me, y'all. This is when I need my kids, because my kids know all the animals. They know all the dinosaurs. I need a little help. Anyway, y'all. So, Charwe channeled an ancient royal lion spirit named Nahanda, who has been incarnated by revolutionary Shona women for at least 500 years. So, when these women need to step out and do something of a very... she was a great leader, right? So when you need to kind of like channel that energy that you need to lead a revolutionary war or lead a revolt, you channel her energy, okay? So she has been being channeled for over 500 years by the women of Shauna, okay? She was heralded as Mbu Nahanda, Grandmother Nahanda. This great ancestress was a healer who declared war against the colonial occupation. So the British came into their land, basically tricked them into a contract that they didn't understand. They had been in contracts with other colonizers, right? And they did trade, and the trade was fair. Well, these British coloners came over and they created a contract. They signed a contract, but they didn't read. I think it was in like a different language, and the contract was ironclad. They couldn't get out of the contract, and the contract was terrible. Basically, they came in, taxed them for their land. They would hunt and things of that nature on their land. They weren't allowed to. They instilled all of these rules and things of that nature. So, like, not only they weren't just colonizers, they were actually Christian missionaries. So I feel like the reason why it's so important for me to teach about these goddesses is because the more I learn about other traditions, the more I realize how religion, people that it more confirms my thought process that people have used religion to control groups of people for a very long time. So when they came in, they tried to compare the God of their Bible with the God of the current people. And that is how they would, weasel their way in. So they were used to working with other Christian missionaries, but none like this group. So you guys, it's so important for us to understand our history so we can demystify certain things around our history and our culture. And also just, just spirituality gets a bad rap, but there's just so much control involved in religion that, I just want no parts. I want no parts. I want no parts. And I grew up in the church, but I want no parts of being my level of empowerment being controlled by another human. I'm sorry. So, can you imagine we hunt for our food and things of that nature, and now we have these people who have moved in on our land who are telling us it became, they put in place poaching laws, right? So now we can't hunt on our own land. So yeah, they did the people dirty. And basically at the age of 55, she led a war against the British. Okay? So her guidance to us today is, yes, you can stop the struggle. You can choose at any moment to start over and be reborn. Like the sun, you rise again and again and again and again. Those people in that time, they believe that you reincarnated 4 to 8 times, okay? So the embodiment is dust yourself off, move forward, and go for it again, okay? Life is about transition and change. You will fall on your face. You're going to change your mind. You're going to need to make a comeback again and again. Release the idea that you messed up if things aren't perfect. Stop waiting to be ready. Make new choices and decisions. Goddess declaration. Still I rise. Still I rise. Does that sound familiar? Yes. Other great women in history have also channeled grandmother Nahanda, such as the great Maya Angelou, who created the poem Still I Rise. So you guys, let me see. Let me check real quick. Let me make sure there's nothing in the book that I want to remind you guys. There is something. Oh, this is what I want to remind you guys. Y'all have heard me talk about this before, but your happiness is your responsibility. You can't wait on any one person to come into your life and make you happy. You have to be able to find your own happiness. Now, that's not always easy. What if you really, really love that person? What if you really, really, even if it's not a person, maybe it's a situation. Maybe you're waiting for your situation to change in life. Sometimes you have to find the little gratitudes, right? We have to find the little things in life to be happy about until we have the big thing that we really want. But in the interim, you need to be feeling that thing. You need to be feeling all your feels. Remember, you need to be feeling all your feels so that you can get to what it is that you really want. And remember, you can be reborn every single day. Me personally, I definitely had to have a radical rebirth, right? I didn't like my situation. I got to a point where I just looked around. I didn't like the way things were, and I needed to make changes, and I'm still making changes. I'm not done. I'm still not done creating my dream life experience, okay? So even if others are included in what it is that you see for yourself, you have to create your own happiness now, because that is your responsibility. Reach for daily joys, bursts of pleasure, joy, and fun, which I already told y'all that. And stop waiting to be ready. There's decisions to be made. Now, this is my shit right here. Who do you want to be in this world? Who do you want to be in this world? How do you want to show up? Declare it. That is how you make a conscious rebirth. So, yes, you guys. Know that I love you, and I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.